What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, brought to you again today on the Russell Street Report as we continue our Welcome to Baltimore series, this time looking at Rasheen Ali, running back out of the University of Marshall. This episode brought to you by DNL Tinting. As always, dltinting.com. Go check out all of the automotive services they can provide you, dltinting.com. Really excited to get into this film because Rasheen Ali is a guy that if you follow me on Twitter, you know I liked a lot in the pre-draft process, and as I've gone through his film, and I think you guys have kind of seen it in my breakdowns, I'm pretty high on a lot of these players we've drafted, and this was a guy that I was a little bit lower on after his film, and so we're going to talk about the good, the bad, all of that. You guys know I want to give you guys the most fulsome picture so that you know who's coming to Baltimore, and I want to show you that kind of full picture. So we're going to start here looking into the advanced data points. Couple key things here that I want you guys to take away. The yards after contact, obviously 536, ranked 63rd in the NCAA. Seems pretty high, but yards after contact per attempt. So when we look at the efficiency factor and the number of carries, it drops to tied for 225. So this is something that we're going to look at throughout the night, and that's really that ability to, force missed tackles. And you can see it there in the next number, 29 missed forced tackles. That as a rate ranked 230th in the NCAA, so not a strength in his game. And some of that is he did play 2023 coming off an MCL injury. He also played through an ankle injury this year. If you go back to 2021, where he had his most productive season, his yards after contact per attempt jumps up to 3.53. His elusive rating jumps up to 87.1, and we'll look at the elusive rating here in a second. And the missed tackles force actually jumps to 58. So that was on just 40 more attempts. So much more efficient player in 2021. I think the injuries are going to play a role in that, but you will see, and I will show you guys sort of the contact balance where he's missing that ability to make guys miss. And the key thing here, and this is going to be shocking to a lot of folks in a John Harbaugh run team known for his doghouse, is the fumble issue. So he was tied for the second most fumbles in the NCAA with 5 last year among running backs. You can see it on the bottom. And in 2021, if you go back, he had 6. So that's 11 in 2 years, his 2 most productive years. He missed 2022 with an injury. So definitely pretty concerning. And when you look at the advanced stats profile, so Rasheen Ali is going to be down here on your screen. The green part is rush yards per game, definitely no issue there. But he's purple, which means, lower than average in most of these. So that includes yards after contact per rush, which we just talked about. It includes, that one's useless. It includes missed tackles forced per run, and it includes the elusive rating. So that's something, this elusive rating is something PPF grabs that has been very predictive. If you kind of look up at the top here, a lot of the top guys are in the green, and I think that's it's something that there's been a few studies done on it. It seems to be a really good indicator of success at the next level. Of course, it's not perfect, but I think we'll see some of that pop out in the film. And if you compare him to the last 2 draft classes, so in terms of efficiency down here, he's going to be, that's missed tackles per touch on your bottom axis, and going up it's yards per touch. So that's one of those things where when you see up here, you see this Tyjae Spears, Bijan Robinsons, Jahmyr Gibbs, Keaton Mitchell. There's our guy right there, who is an analytical darling. And then when you go to the next chart that I wanted to show, because one thing he does possess, I know this is starting to sound a little negative, is this breakaway speed. And he's going to be up a lot higher with breakaway speed and rushing yards per game. So it really shows he can be a home run hitter. And again, you got Keaton Mitchell up here, who again, analytical darling. I'm surprised he didn't get drafted. Obviously, it was all size related, but Rasheen Ali's in some really good company there with the breakaway percentage. So we're going to take a look at it. And one thing I want you guys to focus on, because again, I know that sounded negative. Analytics are a part of this process. We want to understand analytically what type of player we're getting, and that we want to use the tape to confirm, deny, extrapolate on some of these biases that the analytics will create. And so the missed tackles forced, the yards after contact, I think we're going to see some evidence of that. We're also going to see some bad O-line play and all that good stuff, and how that can affect running backs. But one thing I want you guys to focus on, Rasheen Ali is such a good scheme fit. At Marshall, he played primarily out of pistol and shotgun. You can see right here, he's playing out of empty, a lighter box. Things that we saw Keaton Mitchell really excel at, and you're going to see a ton of zone blocking. We're going to start, I think I got like 15 zone clips in a row to start this. And that's really what the Ravens are looking to do under Todd Monken. They want to transition out of that gap-heavy offense into a zone. They brought in Derrick Henry, who the Titans were primarily a zone team. They definitely had some gap concepts, but as a speed element that can spell him, you guys will see what I mean. He's so good at using leverage within his blocking scheme to create opportunities and then use that breakaway speed. So, I completely see what the Ravens were looking at when they started looking at Rasheen Ali as a fit here, because it really is a good fit in terms of where this offense is going to go. So here we're going to see some outside zone. And this is just good patience, and that's going to be something that you're going to hear me say a number of times today is patience, the way he sets up blocks, and the way he trusts his acceleration. He's a true one-cut back. So you're going to see as the zone scheme starts to flow, it's going to get stacked up on the near side right here by the defensive tackle who overtook the left tackle. He gets in. Our right tackle here on the backside is doing a really good job of riding this hip, and that creates this cutback lane. So what some backs would do is just continue to press outside and basically try to run the sideline where, these guys got to get their blocks held, and then you got a defender here. But Ali just does a really nice job of kind of setting it up, being patient, using his vision, and then breaking back and creating some room for himself. So he does this so well. You're going to see basically the exact same formation in shotgun, 5-man line. And then we're going to get, this is more of an inside zone block, but he's going to be an outside path. And you're going to see right there, this is what I mean by the O-line impact. So you're going to see the left guard completely lose all leverage. He was set up as like a 4-tech underneath the tackle. He's going to work inside, and that's going to force this cut outside. So this is what I mean. Like, this is where he can run into some issues just due to bad align play, and then obviously, the center gets absolutely bullied here by the nose guard, and then you see right there just that ability to kind of have a little bit of torque speed, get outside, turn something into nothing, or turn nothing into something just by sheer blocking. That was nothing really on Ali, but just kind of that one cut ability. Now we're going to see a nice outside zone path, again, shotgun out of a 5-man line. And right here, this was, it wasn't a big gain, but right here, the little hesitation against the backside. So he's going to basically freeze these 3 defenders by just taking that little, let's watch it again. You're going to see him. He's going to step up here, though dragging my screen. He's going to step up here, and then he's going to kind of fake a step this way to freeze these 3 defenders, and then he's going to hit that gap. See it right there. There's that step, and then he's going to continue on. So unfortunately, that extra, backer again. This is these 2-on-2. He set that up so well. He had a block here. If these guys do their job, that's a big gap to be hitting, and he sets it up extremely well. So this is what I mean. Like, it's so hard. I'm not trying to give him excuses. I'm genuinely not, but there's so much context in these blocking schemes. It's going to be out a pistol here. Another zone concept, outside zone. And right here is where this is the type of contact balance. Again, you'd like to see the center be able to maintain his block, keep that outside head leverage. He gets beat, and so it's basically an arm tackle. And this is, like, I love his path here. He reads it. You see him explode. There's that one cut ability. He's going to go up and just, boom, explode through this gap. That's the moving A gap. And if he's able to run through that arm tackle and keep his balance, extra yards, he's going to be able to try and make a move on the DB, but he goes down at first contact. So that's where you'll see missed tackles forced, yards after contact, those types of plays. That's where you'll see those numbers drop. You'll see that efficiency drop. Another outside zone play, and he's going to hit that back cut. And again, just another, he's not making that DB miss. But this is just that elite vision that he has. It's so patient. He reads this leverage point here, something he does so well, sees that wide open, and hits it with a nice explosive speed. Just got to run through that DB. If he breaks that tackle, he's gone. You guys are witnessing road graders first. I've never used broadcast film. Unfortunately, when we're dealing with a smaller school like Marshall, we got to do what we got to do. So you're going to see some of these broadcast views. I apologize for that. It's better than nothing. So here you're going to see another zone concept. And this is that breakaway ability, right? So this is against Louisiana last year. No, sorry, this is from 2021. So you're going to see him patient, and then there's that one cut ability. So this is what I think he does so well, and this is why I love him as a back to spell out Henry. So he's going to read, and he's just going to cut and explode. And you see we made a defender miss there. We're going to get it going again here. See how he's not really sprinting at this point. He's just kind of running, setting up, and then he plants his foot, and off he goes for a big run. So these are the types of plays that, this is the type of home run threat he can be. His ability to use his vision, his patience, open up those run block lanes, and take off. And so you're going to see it again here. Same thing. I think he reads this really well. This is going to be split zone, so you're going to get the tight end coming across, inside zone footwork, but it's still zone concept. Reads it so well. You see him set up the leverage of his blocks. His target area is actually this. Well, it'd be the outside butt cheek of the play side guard, and so it's basically an inside run. But he reads the defender here, gets sucked inside. Now your left tackle has some room, and he's going to take off. And again, just kind of that, the head got across. So that's a tough tackle to break, but that's the difference between, splashing some of these for big gains and ending up, getting tackled. Go back to 2021 here. Again, this play is really made by a center. Left guard is going to hit a little snatch move here. Center is going to get into the Mike backer right there. And then there's that breakaway speed. That's the type of player Rasheen Ali can be. So, credit his O-line here. His O-line keeps him clean. But, his ability to read, and you can kind of see his head swiveling. His head's looking to the backside. Who's there? What can I do? There's my gap. Boom. Right up. One cut. Boom. Gone. Breakaway speed. So damn athletic, in for 6. So that's kind of the beauty of what he can bring. Again, it's just, I think he sets up his blocks so well. The way he reads leverage, sets up leverage. You just saw it through basically, I think that's 8 clips we're through already. See him here again, and this was this year against UAlbany. And again, just this is going to be an inside zone concept. You see his center. His O-line got bullied this year. His O-line was really bad in 2023. You see center get bullied there, get pushed back. But, I like the one cut and read. Again, you can see the left tackle here trying to overtake the player that comes in and makes the block or makes the tackle. 2 of them just run through that left tackle. So the reason I throw these clips in is just for context. It's when the run blocking is really bad, there's only so much you can do to create these opportunities. Here you're gonna see, this was one thing that I noticed a few times with just how low he's able to stay, how tight he stays. So this is really what I want to see more of. So as he makes his cut here, so he's gonna read outside, and then he's gonna see a defender pop up, so he's gonna cut back inside, and you see how low he is to the ground. He's low, he's got the ball protected, runs through that tackle. That's the type of hard running that I think we need to see more out of him, more from out of him, to be able to continue to make those misforced tackles and keep things moving. And there's that vision on full display, him for 6. I thought he was going to give a little drop kick there. So we're going to get that inside zone action here, and he's reading the leverage of his blocks. There's 2 things he's reading primarily here. That heads across, and then we got a defender barreling down, but right here we get this head just coming across to create that leverage, and you see it right there as the right guard is able to have a little bit of a kick out. So again, that ability just to read the leverage points of his blocks and take off, something he does so well and will continue to do well at the next level. And there he is. That's the breakaway speed. That's the type of stuff that I think he's going to be able to do so well at the next level. See, there we get a little slippery. So here again, reading leverage points. This is on a gap concept. So you're gonna see the down blocks on the right side of the line. You're gonna get a puller from the left guard. It's gonna hit the kick out, and then you got the tight end pulling around as the main blocker. And see how he reads the leverage point. He sees 86 is wide, so he's gonna run right off his butt. Again, reads that leverage perfectly. 86 misses his block, and he has to break that tackle. But that's the right read by the running back. He has to expect his blocker to play that inside leverage. Well, I guess that's moving outside leverage and run off of that. And, again, tight end misses his block. He has to make the guy miss. But just, again, setting up blocks, vision, leverage, all that good stuff. There we go with the breakaway speed. Love to see that. I wish we could see the run, the scheme a little bit better here. But you're gonna get power to the left. So you're going to get down blocks from the right side. You're going to get the right guard pulling to the left. And he's just going to follow right there. Reads the gap, hits it. That's something that and so I'm not going to compare them as runners because Gus Edwards was a completely different type of runner. But that was one thing if you go back to early film of Gus Edwards. When he was running a gap concept or an option concept and he had a gap, he didn't hesitate. He just hit it. And that's where I think Rasheen Ali, even though he's a smaller guy, he's not going to run over guys like Gus the Bus. But one thing that I want to see him do is when he makes his read, just hit his cut and pedal down. And that's something that I think he does well at this level. And it's something that if he does that at the NFL level, he's going to have a ton of success just by the virtue of that type of breakaway speed he has, hitting those blocks, not hesitating. So it's kind of a weird thing because you want to be patient, but when you're running a gap concept, you do want to hit it and hit it hard, right? So and then we see, the dancing here, getting in for 6, following those gap blocks. And again, as he's going to hit these little jump cuts, you see him hit the jump cut and he stays low. He's low throughout all of these. So again, just his ability to run with the football was really good. He's reading leverage. He sees 1, 2, he's got his outside here, that's massive gap to the left, and he just cuts it back to the left. So he's one of my favorite backs in this class in terms of watching him set up blocks and be able to hit gaps. I think he does it so well. This is the type of stuff right here. That breakaway speed. That's the big playability. This is just sheer athleticism. Him getting in there against Albany. Running through. God, I love when I see. So this is what I mean. Pedal down. So this is going to be an option concept. That's something that's been good to see. We've seen him at Marshall in some of these option concepts, out of pistol, out of shotgun, working the mesh point. I think that's really good to see. We know that can be an issue transitioning to a Baltimore offense, getting used to just running plays at the mesh point. But this is what I'm talking about when I make that comparison to a Gus Edwards type downhill running. So option concept. Oh, don't tell me my video is going to do this. Hold on. I got to reload the video. Check the score on the Canucks game there. You guys can see what time I'm watching the game at, or what time I'm recording this at. Let's get back in here. Here. Sorry about this, guys. So again, option concept. So he's going to read at the mesh point, and then when he's handed the ball, there's no hesitation. He's just hitting that gap, and you see him run right through 42's arm tackle and get those extra yards. So that's the type of stuff we want to continue to see. I think we got another option concept here. Or no, this is going to be the delay run. So he's going to get a little delay. We saw Keaton Mitchell do a lot of work on these, and he takes that for a big gain. So again, the decisiveness. Just takes it and runs. There's no, second guessing, no hesitation. Things like that. That's what we want to see out of him. Take a look at some of his pass blocking opportunities. He was a big fan of, I thought he did pretty good stepping up. You see there's no hesitation here. He's getting a blitzing safety. So, it's not a linebacker. It's not a D lineman. But, he steps up. He's nice and square. Good technique. He's able to brace. He's not a big guy. He's not, physically imposing. But I want to see a guy that's going to step up and be willing. And then, he loved to step up and hit these cut blocks. So DB's going to step up. He's just going to go at the knee. Not the knee, but the ankle. And, not my favorite because it takes you out of the play, but it can be very effective. You're going to get the moving blitzing safety here, and Ali flips him. Probably one of my favorite plays that he had. Just boom, hits him with the front flip. So, good stuff here. One thing I did notice in his pass pro, so he's going to process really well here. He's going to pick up the edge player coming in, and this is where I get a little bit worried. So this is against a bigger DB, and I just want to see a little bit more, strength at this point. And so I think what he does well is he sets up the pocket, and he's going to push him out the back. So I think that's something that he did actually well in this one clip. Get back here. So he sets up, pushes him out the back like that. So I think that's good. That's what we want to see, but you don't want to see this type of angle where the quarterback has to step up. So right idea, poor execution. We want to see him be able to take a better angle to then push him out the back of the pocket. But I like kind of what he's going for, the right idea there. And then it's kind of the same thing. So you're going to see the play action. He's got to step out to the edge player. And again, he's got the right idea, force him around the horn. But as the edge player gets there, he just doesn't have the physical strength to, take the right angle and, bully him out to the outside. So quarterback has to escape. So pass pro, not bad. Definitely something to work with there. He's going to have, he's got kind of a Justice Hill type body type. So he's going to have to develop that kind of physical strength. But I thought his reads were pretty good. He didn't seem to, lack the competitive toughness. So I think that's positive. So overall, I think you guys can pretty clearly see it. There's definitely a ton to like here. Love the scheme fit. I like how he's going to, be that type of zone runner. A little bit improved on the contact balance, and I think it's going to go a long way. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. I love getting a guy in here that fits the scheme and fits what the Ravens want to do in their run game, but definitely came away a little bit lower, and that's okay. Drop a comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Am I out to lunch? Let me know. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.